Hey everyone, a nerd named Mark here, and on the channel I do cover tokusatsu, and usually it's, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai. I am expanding more because I am a huge Ultraman fan, and there's another toku from um, NHK that I plan on talking about in this video. It's called Chousoku Parahero Gundeen, which is the Super Parahero Gundeen. It's a little NHK made it as kind of like a promotional thing for the Paralympics. It's only 3 episodes long. I just checked out the first episode and I was like, you know what? Rather than do my normal reaction reviews, I was like, I'm just gonna do a video talking about it. I have a nice, awesome. This actually was really cool. This is actually in the episode. I paused it on the screen because I really liked how that visual style looked, and I was like, ooh, you know what? I just want to talk about it instead of just the stereotypical, hey, here's my reactions to scenes. But instead, I want you guys to go actually just watch this show. Now, I do get a lot of messages on Twitter and a few comments here and there. Where do I watch all this stuff? Listen, Google is your friend. I am not going to tell you where I get any of my tokusatsu shows, how to obtain them, anything like that. The internet is your friend. It's just a quick search. That's all you need to do. But right before I go into, I guess I can go into the plot of this. So basically, our main character Daishi is obviously in a wheelchair, and he wants to train to do the wheelchair races. I don't know what those are called, and I'm trying not to be insensitive, but I actually don't know what it's called. So he's also just trying to that's all he wants to do. He wants to do wheelchair races and be trained and get into that. He's played by So Okuno, who was actually in Zio. He was Kamen Rider Zio. So I was like, oh hey, look, a face I know, because I actually I don't watch every Kamen Rider season, but I've seen Zio. So I was like, yeah, there he is. Also, I'm looking at the side. I took notes, by the way, on my screen because I have bad memory. So yeah, and then so he's playing the main character Daishi, and basically he gets a new trainer who wants to train him, who is going to train him. It's Fukai K, and the cool thing is not only is she training him, she's actually narrating the show. And I like how the show started because it started off with like a big battle, and then kind of like the meta fourth wall where she's narrating what's going on, but also like talking directly to the audience. So then, she actually turned to the camera and I was like, well, we got to go back and to where all this started. Then it went back to a flashback, which I thought that was really cool. I thought the narrating style of it was done well. She's got this charm and humor to her as her character so far, even after the first episode, where I'm like, she can be serious, but then when she's narrating in the beginning, it's like, okay, there's definitely going to be some character development that's going to bring her to make her be this weird, entertaining character. Um, Also, uh, Daishi's dad is played by the same actor who was Ultraman Dyna. So right off the bat, I was like, okay, this is really cool. Like, cause I was like, hey, I'm a huge Ultraman fan, so I was like, I know that face. And after the first episode, before I get into synopsis and plot points, I was like, man, this is really good. Who's the director? And I looked it up, and the director is Takanori Sugimoto, and he actually was the director. I think he worked on Resident Evil Vendetta. He worked on a couple episodes of Ultraman RB, which is my favorite Ultraman season. Also Ultraman Z, Ultraman Taiga, and this film that I think is really underrated that I watched on a whim called Bushido Man. And I was like, oh man, I was like, okay, so because watching this, you get a lot of like Ultraman vibes. The transformation, I got Guyver vibes from that, and I think I talked to a few of my friends who have watched it already because we're all in a Discord together, and I was like, dude, you guys like, what do you guys think? And they're like, oh, the transformation was really cool. Looked like kind of gritty, painful, and I was like, it kind of reminded me of Guyver, just not as violent of a transformation, and it still seemed kind of painful. But I thought like I really like that. Um, the filming style of this is just really raw, if that makes sense. I'm not a filmmaker. I'm a cinephile. I love movies and films, and I do look into a lot of directing and stuff like that, but I'm not trained. But in the beginning, when he's doing like the the wheelchair races. That they have a camera on the side, so you can like kind of see the ground POV. They have the camera that's like pointing up his face. Sometimes it'll switch around. Like the camera style, like they definitely knew how to utilize on a budget, because obviously this isn't going to get a budget like Saber or Zenkaiser or Ultraman. I don't even know the budget, to be honest with you, but it felt like a really grounded filming style and not just camera panning and this and that for like no reason. Music's good too, but that's just my thoughts on the other. Let's talk about the actual plots. So, as I said, Daiji, he's trying to, be trained to be like an Olympic like wheelchair racer. We get some flashes to another planet in the, I guess, the solar system, where there's some aliens being chased by this evil like queen alien, like looking very menacing. I like the design of like the hat like thing she had, like the helmet, but her face was still visible, and this hat like design was cool. This alien crashes down right outside of Daishi's house. There's some funny scenes where, you know, Rio, his childhood friend, is saying, "Oh, he's so good looking and he's cute," and this and that, and the alien's name is Goo, 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 and he like downed a whole octopus, which was hilarious because octopus is delicious. And then he just kind of gives a monster, which is shown right here, shows up outside the house, about to destroy everything, and Goo wheels Daishi out, and then hands him a crystal and hides behind the table and just nods at him, and then that's when he realizes the crystal gave him powers, and ooh, hit my microphone. He transforms in a really good transformation sequence. I cut out a lot of stuff from the plot because I want you guys to watch it. I think it's really good. But I'm looking forward to the next two episodes. I know as of the time of recording this, episode 3 already released. I I watched episode 1 only so far, and it's really good. Honestly, like I'm trying to figure out how to word this video because I'm good at like reviewing movies and this and that. But when it comes to like shows like Toku, reviewing them, like that's why I switched over to doing the reactions on my thoughts at the end, because taking notes is that it's like, how do I talk about this? But it's a really good show. I'm really enjoying it. I'm looking forward to the future of the show. I think it's got a lot of potential, and yes, it's only 3 episodes, but NHK, like, I would watch this as a full actual Toku show, like a full 36 to 48 episodes. Give me a movie. I would watch this because I don't know how the clips are going. Like all 3 episodes are going to be like once they're all in like watching them back to back. But this could be a feature film. This could be, there's a lot to it. And having this like fleshed out and expanded on, I would love that. But this was just a quick video. Obviously, I gotta get used to filming this style and talking about videos like this because I can't just keep doing reactions and reviews. But let me know if you've watched the first episode of Chousoku Parahero Gundeen. Let me know what you think. Yes, I'm bad at enunciating a lot of things, so I say it a little slow. Once I'm more comfortable. Plus, the way my key light is right now, it's kind of blinding me, so I can't even see my screen. But let me know in the comments below if you watched the first episode, what you thought of it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'm doing a lot more other stuff too. I'm going to be doing some Ultraman Trigger videos. I have a lot of stuff going on for that, so make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. And yeah, I also, for reviews and stuff, I do audio versions. There's a nerd named Mark Reviews. You could just type it into all your RSS feeds, and it'll pop up. I review a lot of show episodes and movies on there. I'm getting back into that on top of my regular podcast. But I thank you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video episode review. Thanks again.